Okay, so you have a little Bob Esponja right here.
Yeah, so sponge. So I've kind of talked about how our atmosphere is going to be like wringing a towel, but I found a sponge in the Weather Center. We've used it for aquifers before, but today it's the atmosphere.
Okay.
So the atmosphere essentially is chilling. And then as the low pressure moves north and the cold front moves south, it's going to squeeze out that atmosphere. And if you have a soggy sponge and you
Just
squeeze
imagine
it, what
dripping.
happens?
It drips.
It doesn't just drip. It like falls.
Yes.
Rain dumps out of the sponge if it has a lot of moisture, right? And so our atmosphere is going to have a lot of moisture. So when it gets squeezed, it's going to dump a lot of rain.
Okay, and I have a feeling this is what we're looking ahead to.
Yeah, Tuesday is the day I'm thinking we'll have the most squeeze action, but it could be as early as Monday. So overall, here's what I left you with during the last weather forecast. The front stalling somewhere there kind of near Houston and Del Rio, between San Antonio and Corpus Christi. As the front stalls and the low moves north, that's going to squeeze out our moisture. Now, a problem with this forecast is there is some model data that's keeping the low a little bit more over the Gulf. Now, if there is a low that sets up along the stationary boundary, and this system is able to stay over the Gulf longer, get a little bit stronger, it's going to be more attracted to that low that may set up somewhere around Louisiana or so. So that low could pull it more north. If that happens, our sponge is going to be targeting more so Victoria to Louisiana. So it's a tricky forecast, but what you do need to know is we do have a flood risk because of that sponge action. So Monday through Wednesday is the broad timeline, with Tuesday being the day that I'm really highlighting for the sponge action. Saturated soil can quickly lead to flooding. We are drought-free when it comes to soil moisture, vegetation, and so forth. So that's going to allow for more runoff. Tropical downpours also, as I mentioned, because of the sponge scenario, they can quickly lead to heavy amounts of rainfall that can then lead, to low visibility, makes it difficult to drive in, but also ponding, flooding on our roadways, so you've got to use caution. What you need to do, remember, turn around, don't drown, keep up to date with the latest forecast changes, and have a way to receive those warnings. So when it comes to our rainfall coverage, I see Tuesday, again, is the highest chance for rainfall, but could wind up being Monday or Wednesday if that front stalls or so forth, or if the low slows down. There's a couple of little caveats that will continue to be ironed out as we get more of our high resolution data for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. As far as heat goes, Saturday and Sunday, still triple-digit heat index, highs in the 90s, more cloud coverage, more rain, going to drop our temperatures into next week. So that will be a nice break, but we do expect to heat back up into the 90s and triple digits, possibly heat advisory criteria by the end of next week, so next Friday. As far as your Saturday goes, temperatures in the 80s could drop a little bit if we see one of those pop-up showers, but I do expect upper 80s, low 90s for your high in Corpus Christi, off and on rain, a few showers in the morning, a low chance of thunderstorms in the afternoon. Here's Futurecast. Here's that broad low, increasing our rain chances on Saturday. As we get into Sunday, you're going to notice in the morning, spotty showers, a better chance for some pop-up thunderstorms into Sunday afternoon, but more so it's going to be Monday as that front slide south. Notice a lot more coverage and some bigger thunderstorms. Our showers have been really small. If you've taken a look at radar these last couple of days, they're very small. I expect them to be a little bit bigger with more tropical moisture in play. Wherever that front stalls out, the closer to Corpus Christi, we'll see more rainfall. And again, as that warm front lifts back north, rain chances start to drift more to coastal locations than inland locations. Now, Weather Prediction Center is trending more toward a system maybe staying over the Gulf, which would target Victoria, Houston, Louisiana, but there's still a good chance that we see a decent amount of rain here in the coastal bend, at least 2 inches. And so my rainfall range, I've been sticking to this. I boosted it a little bit actually today, but 2 to 3 inches is likely. 4 inches would be the higher amount. That's going to be through Wednesday of next week. So the flooding risk, northern areas on Sunday, all of the coastal bend on Monday, and all of the coastal bend on Tuesday. San Antonio to Corpus Christi to Laredo to Houston is the risk on Tuesday. So in your 7-day forecast, here's the breakdown. We've got temperatures, as I mentioned, falling. Our wind is mostly staying out of the southeast. I talked about the beach forecast earlier, so that's going to be bigger waves as we head into Saturday and Sunday. We also are going to keep elevated wave action with that front playing with us. If the low stays offshore, our waves definitely will stay elevated as well into next week. But for sure, Saturday and Sunday, we're looking at 3 to 5 foot waves with period of 7 to 8 seconds, which does really increase.